My name's David Benham, and this is my twin sister, Jason. Well, I'm David, this is Jason. Don't let Jason's suit fool you. He doesn't really have it up here, but I do. As we've read through the Bible, we've developed 4 core principles that we apply across all family lines, across all business lines, across all relational lines. That's number 1, to be faithful in the little things. Number 2, to breathe life. Number 3, to produce more in value than you receive. And number 4, to be a fountain and not a drain. We see that those 4 core principles are as immutable and unchangeable as the sun rising in the east and setting in the west, and as crooked as his teeth are.
Socrates said, if you want to converse with me, first, define your terms. Too often we talk about leadership and we don't really get down to what exactly is it.
Leadership is the ability to create an appetite in those you lead. What type of appetite? What kind of appetites are you creating?
I am not going to sit back and just take all my money and try to network with as many cool people as I can and get as many photos with as superstars and put them on the wall in my library with as many trophies as I possibly can. That is not life. Life is when you lay it down that others may live.
When we played baseball, our dad taught us always run through first base. So when you hit a ball directly back to the pitcher and you're out before you even get out of the batter's box, you have a choice to make. Do I just walk back to the dugout or do I run through first base? We live from the inside out. We don't live from the outside in. We don't need media or we don't need other people to tell us how to live. We live from the inside out.
People say to David and I, are you in business or are you guys in ministry? We say, yes. There is no line. Shatter the lines between business and ministry. Blur them. And when you look out on your employees, when you look out on your coworkers, what God is saying is, there's your flock. You be faithful.
For my brother and I to take credit for building successful businesses would be like a shovel taking credit for digging a hole. We were just the tools God chose to use to get the job done.
We want to see transformation. When you become a producer and not a consumer, you become a fountain and not a drain. You become a river and not a pond. When you are a producer, you become a value creator in every sphere of life. In your marriage, you bring value. In your community, at your church, in your workplace, in the government, you bring value. I then have the opportunity to have outer transformation in my community, in my city, in my nation, and in the world.
And there is something inside of me that will not allow me to continue playing professional baseball. In 48 hours, I wanted to be a janitor. I kid you not.
I think in terms of a water fountain. You walk up to a water fountain, what is it that you're expecting to get out of a water fountain? Water, right? Nourishment. So if you want nourishment, all you got to do is go push the button. And what happens? Water comes out. Well, what if that water fountain was not connected to the source? What would happen then? It's got all the parts in place. I mean, it's got the cool button. It's got everything in place to be able to have water come out of it and have nourishment for other souls, but it can't nourish anybody unless it's connected to the source. So as you plug in and you pursue who? The person of Jesus Christ with all of your heart. As you do that, everywhere you go, the life of Jesus Christ goes.
I want to touch your palate with some history. William Bradford,
John Calvin,
Nero, Hirohito,
Corrie ten Boom,
Robert the Bruce, George Whitefield,
Abraham Lincoln,
Jonathan Edwards, William Blackstone, Samuel B. Rutherford, Arthur and Lewis Tappan. William Bradford, the first governor of Plymouth Plantation, wrote in his journal, "We view our lives as stepping stones, which future generations may trod." That is the exact same focus and mindset that we as business leaders, we as ministry leaders, we as elected officials should have. Because we were called for a purpose. We were called for such a time as this.